exhibition with Center for Photography and Press.
Oh, okay, okay. So I probably know you through there.
Yes,
Yeah.
perhaps.
What's your name?
Nadine Lemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know your name.
Oh, yeah, she's been around.
That was a-
I think most of it there.
Congratulations on all the great stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be quiet?
Hello, we're rocking.
You're live, we're
I
live.
see you put the date on the sign inside the building. I was like,
So,
ooh, good
swear.
for them. Scary.
Very
When you say
scary.
don't
I
swear,
just had to get the contract.
I came in here yesterday, I texted to swear, because it said me, but not sworn You're old. for the office.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
This is on the second.
Hello, DJ.
First floor.
Thank you for sending me, I didn't.
You're welcome, Richard.
What is the date?
January 18th.
Wow. No, that was actually, that was canceled. Because basically the meeting was set to be in October because we
No.
wanted to wait and see what was gonna happen with the series. I mean, we're not anywhere near. That won't come, if you don't. Let's just see, because things are in flux and. Try to discourage. It's hard to have to hire a director. When I left there, I said, you really need to hire an executive assistant because you want to make all the decisions. And you won't do that.
Oh, are you ready to begin?
No, I want to say, no, I think I'm waiting.
Except I'm
Through.
still.
Do what you need to do, Richard. I know that hygiene is always a challenge for you.
Oh.
We
We are recording and we should.
So then, don't.
Don't keep your mouth shut.
That great outfit.
Hello.
Hello.
That's right, they do. Right.
So I think we do have a quorum, right?
Just 1 second.
Should we wait for that man? Are you speaking at the next meeting or at this meeting?
I have no obligation for me to speak.
Because Kit said she thought it was going to be the next meeting, but
Yeah, that's fine with me. I brought some, a press release if you want, just for general.
course.
information, But otherwise, you know.
let's see how quickly we get through the.
Yeah, go through your agenda. There's no time required. I have everything.
I was recently put together with the director of the new Dinnerware Museum.
Oh, you ever?
No, I didn't either. It was all through email because a good friend, I had dinner with a good friend who's in from Michigan, and she said, about a dinnerware museum. And I said, you know how many museums we're getting in Kingston?
Dinnerware museum?
Do you know where the music store used to be, right here on Broadway?
Where the what store?
The music
Marconi's.
Marconi's.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a dinnerware
Museum. Does that mean,
Dinnerware design.
Design.
Not clothes, but like plate?
Yeah.
Dinnerware is like what it is.
I've got some stuff I need to contribute.
It is a 9,000 piece collection. Wow.
That's to begin with.
Yeah. Then they have some very interesting plans for what we're gonna do there. Because I took the consultants on a tour when we were doing our Ulster County tours.
Huh?
Yeah, she's very interested.
Good.
We have a lot of activities planned to take advantage of the dinnerware and the tableware. Like partnering with CIA to have them come in and, you know, have dinners there. And they're having a special playroom where people can take selfies. Where they're gonna have a rubber floor and they have a guy who can like pull a tablecloth out and the dinnerware stays on the table. So you get to try to do that. You know, I mean, like, it's sort of hilarious. It's sort of dinnerware plus how do we engage, you know, she's got some very interesting ideas. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so too.
Okay, I think we can begin the meeting. Hello, I'm Gordon Mittens, for those of you who I don't know, Richard. I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting. We're sorry that Kit isn't with us this evening, but we have the excellent capability of Sue Cahill, who is the manager of the city computer.
And that's all.
As well as many other things. Yeah.
And so I think that given that we have, why don't we go around very quickly and tell, say our names.
Okay.
People know that if you want to put any sort of.
Before we begin, I'd like to remind everybody that I need to hear you, so please lean in and speak up. Thank you.
Thank you. You start, DJ. Your name, please.
DJ Brumfield, Secretary of the Commission, independent arts consultant, generally in New York City. I am home today here in Kingston with a COVID-inflicted husband. That's why I'm not in the room with you.
So thank you. You, sir?
Richard Frumas. I'm former businessman and in Kingston and one of the founders of the commission.
Retired felon, you didn't mention that.
Retired felon.
I'm Ward Mintz. I'm the vice chair of the commission.
Cicely Wilson, she, her, Kingston resident, former nonprofit arts administrator, currently at Bard College as a civic engagement dean.
Yes, let's pronoun. Dina Sugg, she, her, resident of Kingston, arts lover. And my day job is with the U.S. State Department in Educational and Cultural Affairs.
Excellent.
Lisa Kelly, Executive Director of the Kingston Midtown Arts District, and a board member of the Ministry of Mahat and a steward of the Deep Listening Plaza. And that's it for now.
That's all.
Oh, yes, I am not a member of the commission. I'm an interested party.
Your name, please.
I think my name?
Yes.
Sarah Pasty, and I am like DJ an arts consultant. And I'm also the Ward 1 Alderwoman on the Kingston Common Council. So there we are.
I'm Nadine Lemon. I'm the treasurer at the Center for Photography of Woodstock. Now in Kingston.
Once you change that pesky name, we're going to be very pleased.
We're hoping to do it in January. We'll be talking about it in a week or two.
Okay, excellent. So may I have a motion to approve the minutes that some of us have never seen, but any?
In that case, I will make a motion because I saw it.
Oh, wait,
She said that.
did we skip them? Actually, you're right.
Do you want to wait till next time to approve it?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
I
that's a
think it's
good
better
idea.
to read.
Okay.
They were sent on Monday, as far as I know, but I guess some people didn't get it because Richard just asked me for it.
Say that again?
They were sent on Monday. I had a copy here. But I guess some people just didn't get it from Kit, so.
I missed it.
I didn't get
No, I
it.
didn't get it.
No.
I missed it.
Well, and I went through all my emails and my spam.
So, sorry about that. We will hope to get minutes when Kit returns.
I can send them again. I'll send them. I can send them again.
Kit never told me that she
I
wasn't.
hope she's
going
on
to be here.
vacation.
So-
I thought that she said that she wasn't coming, but I don't see the minutes.
I truly didn't see the minutes. There's always like an attachment.
I'll
Yeah.
have them by tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
You're very kind.
That's my
Okay.
job.
So, do we have an update report from the Director of Arts and Cultural Affairs?
I did
Yes,
see that.
That was with the minutes.
that's the only thing I did receive, so.
Do you want to,
Oh, you want to want me to give a recap?
yeah, please,
It's what?
choose what you'd like.
Okay, Arts and Culture Master Plan, that's not necessary. City Hall exhibitions, upcoming Sojourner Truth, First Step to Freedom Major Inspiration. The opening is on Saturday, September 28th, starting at 5 p.m. All commissioners are, respectfully requested to attend, to help out in any way. Greeting is also one of our best things. It's greeting, so, well, that wasn't.
So
Not for me.
the sculpture itself will be at the entrance and the event will be here. Is that correct?
The reception's downstairs, yeah, I think.
Oh, the reception is downstairs, okay.
It's
Yes,
downstairs.
and there will be a
Sculptures on
distribution in the common council room as well, from my understanding.
Oh, there will be, there's,
Yes, it's on all levels,
And
so
it's been
we'd like us all to
around.
jump in and help if we can.
so it'll be on different floors.
Correct.
Actually, the sculpture is where?
The sculpture is gonna be on the main floor with the one floor down, technically the first level where the mayor's office is, that large entrance foyer
That's only
area.
the sculpture, but food downstairs.
I believe the
I
food
think
will
usually
be,
have the food on that second. It's usually where they.
she might, but I think because of the sculpture
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the crowd, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think that she wanted
Yeah.
to keep them
Makes
separated.
sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, other upcoming things, October 17th through the 20th, the burning of Kingston, Voices Lost in a Fire, 2024. You can check out burningofkingston.com for the schedule, there's lots of events and panels.
And Ken has been very committed to that, trying to make it into a different kind of
Yeah.
event than it used to be
Diversifying
with all
voices.
those white gentlemen. Yes.
Yeah, and she just released the call for art, which
Yeah,
I'm
I saw
trying to
that.
find.
And then mayor's newsletter,
The call for art,
the freedom art.
freedom exhibit, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. So I don't know.
It'd be good if you knew about it, Nadine, in case photographers who are associated with CPW
Okay,
would want to submit.
I'll lean on Sarah to send me the information.
Can you hear us, DJ? Can you hear?
TJ, can you hear us?
Can you
I
hear
can
us?
hear, was there something, except for that last bit I couldn't hear.
No, just can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, for the most part I can. The call for art, do you have the highlighted report, Lisa, in front of you?
The highlighted
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
From afar.
Yes,
If you hit the yellow sections, I guess we'll be covering what she'd like us to discuss.
So suggestions by the Arts Commission for how to reach the Kingston High School Art Club for, about an offer to purchase one of the pieces that's currently on exhibit.
All right.
She's been trying to reach out to the high school art teachers to see if it could be purchased. And if anyone has any ideas, please send them her way.
My first thought would be to ask Lara Giordano who to contact, given Lara's former relationship, but.
Yeah, Tina Dearna is probably the one
Okay.
to reach out to.
Good.
who?
I'm sorry, Tina,
Tina
Tina
Dearna, she does the community engagement for Kingston High School.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
she could probably get the right person.
so who's?
Yes, so she's also, Kid is also requesting assistance, for the Sojourner Truth, which I already plugged, pre, during, and post event, so please contact her if you can help at any point. The show is from 5 to 8.
Yeah, on that, it's also, I think she was asking for help on the 23rd when it comes in.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's what, and
Don't there be art movers who are?
well, I'm not, I'm not gonna be somebody who picks it up. Sometimes.
No, I mean, it's a serious thing, and it's, the Dorsey is involved in it, so I
Yeah.
assume that.
No, I think it was just maybe I don't, she wasn't looking for like a big crowd, but I mean, just a few people who would help with details.
I think she
It's not
should,
in her report.
Yeah.
I think she
so-
should contact us again, if
Okay,
she,
but that's coming very soon. Okay, I found it. Freedom, call for art. The call for art is out. December 7th is the opening reception from 3 to 5 p.m. This will be an intergenerational exhibition with space reserved for youth arts organizations. The youth invitational being separate from the formal call for art. Assistance from the Arts Commission is to encourage local artists to submit. Please contact Kit if you'd like to serve on the selection panel or have recommendations for members of the community to serve. I think that was all of, oh, she did request, there is an upcoming event, tomorrow. The Genera Mason Park dedication adjacent to 43 Van Buren Street, Friday, September 13th at 5 p.m. This is a new City of Kingston park where they'll be hosting programming, starting in 2025. Alderman Drew Andrews had previously coined Midtown Kingston as a park desert, so this is a welcome addition. Attendance by and support from the Arts Commission members will be appreciated, as this is still a very difficult passage for DeGeneres' mother and family. She passed away a couple of years ago from a stray bullet.
So this is at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and the park is,
It's on Van
Next
Buren
to
Street.
47.
Adjacent to 43 Van Buren
Yeah,
Street
yeah.
in Midtown.
do you want to say something?
I do, it's next to the house, that Jessica McNabb, and family have.
Oh.
And they just had a death in the family, and I spoke to Kim, when she told me we were planning, the funeral is right at that time.
Oh my God.
So we may be going to the funeral, so if there can be people from the, because I have been very close with Jessica, and I think I need to go.
I'll try to go.
Pardon?
I'll try to go.
Yeah, it's very important
Yeah,
to come to the park, to have commission members there. I was certainly planning to be there, but, and I've seen it. And it's, and I'm really interested in it because the whole program that Peter Buffett is doing with that is really, I think it's really incredible, because this is really putting a stake in, making neighbors stakeholders in a very big way in the community, so.
Okay, more, Lisa?
I think that's all the highlights.
Okay,
Go to page 5, please. The special events and concerts. She's asking for our input on that roster as well.
Oh, yeah.
Who's on it?
What, on what? I'm sorry.
There's a roster of events coming up in 2025 that
Yeah.
get highlighted, one in particular.
I think we should resend this and have everyone review it, because there's quite a few dates on here.
Quite a few.
I suggest we all review it for the next meeting. I know that one in particular is a panel discussion, in April for Step to Freedom Programming. Panel discussion, Ward has some recommendations. The panel discussion is who has the right to tell whose story. It looks like, panelists that have been identified are Trina Green, Dr. Weldon McWilliams, moderators on them, yeah. Requesting suggestions, questions from Casey. So I think we need a little time with this.
it's interesting that we're discussing it
Oh, sorry, there's more.
now as the Sojourner of Truth sculpture comes into City Hall,
Yeah.
given the big uproar there was at SUNY New Paltz about the sculpture in a prior age, because of the race of the artist. So, okay,
Sorry, there is more. Sorry, DJ, you're right.
Keep turning, yeah.
Create a public art policy. So there's a survey. Participation is not robust. I'm asking the Kingston Arts Commission for guidance and help in extending this survey to its colleagues and constituents. There is a link on engagekingston.com and under municipal art plan policy.
I think the best thing would be for Kit to get back to us when she returns to remind us about what she wants us to do. Because at this point, it's just dissolved.
Yeah, I mean, I can put it in the Mad newsletter for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's all she's asking is that would in any of, if you have publications, if you do newsletters, if you're involved in a group, just make a mention that, the survey is ongoing, the link is right here, here's how to get to the link. Please, just take a few minutes and please, complete it. I think that's what she's really looking for.
No, I'm sure, but
Do I'll
it's
agree with that.
easier if you have it in front of you. So if you're gonna, if you can send it out, Lisa, that would be great.
Sure.
The survey did, like, and then Center for Photography in Woodstock might actually, do you have a Kingston mailing list separate from your regular
That's
one?
an excellent question. I don't think we do. But we would.
It'd be easy enough
put
to-
it in our main news.
Yeah.
So.
It's a very easy survey. Right.
Okay, Lisa, anything more?
Yes. Staff Public Art Committee. The City of Kingston's Staff Public Art Committee has been established, awaiting suggestions from the KAC on goals and priorities, et cetera.
I think I made a couple of suggestions already, but there were also, their question, it says here, Permanent Public Arts Committee, 2 volunteers from the Kingston Arts Commission are being requested.
Yeah, the mayor awaits recommendations from the commission on the permanent members that should be appointed to the City of Kingston Public Art Committee, along with suggestions on goals, priorities, next steps for 2025.
And this is along with city hall staff.
Yes, it's to connect with City Hall staff.
sounds like
as I
two
understand.
It's two, they're two separate committees.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, they're two separate.
And this is actually.
Right, the one that is established is for the city works that are in buildings and parks, okay? The other public policy, that's a public art policy group, that's a different group. They're both in the policy you just adopted.
But
They're separate and distinct though.
Richard?
Yes. No, but the 2 volunteers are to be on the public art committee.
Correct.
That, which is, and that committee, among other things, as well as forming, working to form a public art committee with other people from outside the commission, also connects with the staff committee, which has to do mostly with city hall and departments. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
they definitely need to interact, yes.
Yeah, which is really great.
Anyone, any comments or
Does
thoughts?
anyone, I don't know anything about the function of the staff public art committee. Is that,
Please.
My understanding is that the staff public art committee deals with the art that's on display primarily within City Hall, because they have to live with it. You know, and so that was the primary responsibility, is within City Hall, but they could also would have input into the public art committee, which is dealing with art on other public properties and in parks that belong to the city of Kingston.
So it's not other departments that aren't in City Hall?
If you work
No,
with
it's
a fire
primarily
department,
City Hall, because it's people from City Hall.
Right. It's
Yeah.
the City Hall
Okay.
committee, which is not to say that there won't be people from departments like planning department or engineering or other.
No, but I mean,
staff weighing in
departments
on
that aren't
projects.
in City Hall, aren't there departments that
DPW.
aren't in City Hall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like Parks and Rec,
Right.
DPW, Fire Department, Police Department, Building Safety.
so they might have, what about artwork there? I mean,
that's an interesting question. Is there artwork in those buildings?
There is, absolutely.
Oh, it's good to know.
So
is it city-owned art?
so that's,
I am not sure, I
The
mean,
inventory
I know that there is at
Yeah.
DPW offices, there's some, like photographs, paintings.
Mhm.
It's good to know.
so that's,
I mean, I'm
Wow.
sure that Building Safety has some artwork. I don't know whose ownership it is under. I mean, I have stuff in my office, but that's my personal stuff that I've brought in.
Yeah.
I hang on the wall, so,
Then there's that great,
that's part of the inventory that needs to be completed.
there's that great WPA stuff in the engineering department across the hall,
Right.
which is quite impressive.
so the thing is that I would assume that staff, that staff committee really should include other departments, which, I mean, I don't know if there needs to be an official declaration of that. I mean, we just sort of, maybe the people on the public art committee start communicating
I don't think that we've been given any power to have any control or say over the staff public art committee.
No, not say over it,
Yeah,
but
that was formed without us.
I mean, the people that are on it are myself, the city clerk, Kit serves on it, obviously, the mayor is on it, Ruth Ann, Devitt Frank is one, Christine Kessler, who is well, she's relocated now while they're doing the asbestos removal over there, but she's on it, she's over in Parks and Rec building. So, there's a group that's been defined by the mayor
Right.
already.
and the job, my understanding is just to communicate. It's not a question of hierarchy, it's just a question of
I
communicating.
don't understand why you're talking about hierarchy.
No, because you said over, they don't, that it's not like the commission, like the public art committee is over the staff committee, somebody just mentioned that.
I don't think
They're
that,
just to communicate.
I don't think that
Oh, I
there's
thought-
any intention of saying that one committee is
Okay,
over another committee.
I misheard. It was just, but it's just to communicate, and I don't think they're,
What is your point?
I think the point is that once we have people who are from the commission who are going to be on the public art committee, that they reach out, and that there be some kind of communication between the two groups.
So could I just need a couple of points of clarity, because the permanent public art committee is the one that's overseeing the catalog, permanent public art for the city, the collection itself, is that
Sounds
is that what
reasonable.
it's
Yeah.
managing? And then the staff public art committee is managing the display of said artwork of the collection
Within the building.
In the building.
within this particular building so far, because that's all we have cataloged.
Or other city departments, the way I understood it from the minutes going backward. Also, to address Ward's hierarchy question, there is a hierarchy here. Those two committees are somewhat equal. They all will be responding to our KAC's recommendations on goals and priorities. So there is a hierarchy.
Yes,
These are more like advisory committees, but the commission is like the final say-so. And then it goes to Kit and the mayor.
yeah, no, when I mentioned hierarchy, it was only that there wasn't one between the two.
No, those two are kind of equal. As I say, I object to the overuse of the word committee. I like task force and advisory. It makes it
Thank
clear
you.
where everybody falls. Otherwise, you have too many committees and too many commissions.
I would like to ask Kit at our next meeting to clarify how this is going to be working with the staff public art committee and the civilian public art committee. Sue, I know you've been trying very hard.
I think a lot of, if you read through the policy that was just adopted.
Yeah,
It's spelled out within that
Great.
policy, the
So,
goals.
As I saw the agenda here, she's looking for people to volunteer for the public art
Correct.
committee.
No, she's only asking for suggestions from the commission on particular goals and priorities of those committees. So I would like to know more what the current goals and priorities that have been
It
established.
says permanent public arts committee, 2 volunteers
Oh,
from
on the
KAC.
On the agenda, okay. On her report, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
I don't have the agenda, so.
I'm very, very, very sorry about all the chaos here
The
today.
new policy. Do you
Um,
want to see the
No,
agenda?
Oh, that's okay.
I'll go back on that.
It's, we try to be entertaining, if nothing else.
I will clarify all this. I'll talk to her.
I'm interested actually in serving. I mean, I've been doing public art committees since in the 1970s, when I was a child. But, and I hope other people are interested, but I do think we need to have this officially clarified, by
Yeah,
Kit.
and also just a sense of like what the time commitment would be and such.
It's like 5 days a week for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, just in general, just what would it be? Sounds good though.
Okay, let's go on.
That's
Don't
fine.
move, don't move, no, don't move yet. The Old Dutch Church
One more
issue needs to be
highlight.
resolved.
One more highlight. Loan request pending. Call for final recommendations from the commission on a request from Old Dutch Church for the loan of the
that's right.
1950s Queen of the Netherlands portrait, which they'd like to prominently display. Please note, this portrait has been in the attic for decades. Should the KAC not wish to grant this loan opportunity to Old Dutch Church, what would be the recommendations for display of this portrait otherwise?
I know that this has been recorded before, but I think I'll make my comment again as a annoying museum person. The one condition is that the portrait must be displayed in low light
Right,
and preferably not permanently. Preferably would be 6 months to a year, and then it goes back.
well, I'd like to make a motion to that effect to approve.
I second the motion.
Who seconded? I missed it.
Yes, we do.
We do?
Yes.
Oh, we do.
DJ is looking for
DJ?
a motion.
I'm looking for names. I missed it completely.
Lisa
Dina.
motions.
Dina
Dina
seconded.
Yeah,
With the condition.
with the conditions that Ward laid out.
Agreed. Okay,
It's low
got it.
light. Is there, is that something to be approved? Could you go over and approve what that
Uh,
means?
We could get easily the light level from our colleagues at Fedorsky.
Okay,
uh,
so light level to be determined.
Right, and light levels vary according to what the medium of the artwork is.
Right.
For photographs, it's usually 5-foot candles, is what they
Yeah.
call it, there's a
Yeah, yeah.
measurement. I don't know what it is for paintings.
But this, and
You just need to know.
because this is a color photograph, it is, it's very vulnerable.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
and it's a nice photograph.
Yeah. So how are we doing with,
That's
There's
it.
a motion and there's a second. So is there any discussion on the motion?
I think we're in agreement.
We're in
Okay,
agreement.
maybe take a vote.
okay, all in favor of the loan to the Old Dutch Church?
I,
Aye.
Against?
Oh, we're making decisions.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in favor.
Good, we can put it to rest after 2 meetings.
Okay, you're voting in favor, DJ?
I'm in favor, yes.
Thanks.
There's a.
Okay.
that's it. That's all she
Thank
wrote.
you.
Great. Okay.
And I'll go back for the clarifications and we'll get them onto the agenda next month.
I would like to express my regret over the departure of Maria Elena from the chairpersonship of the commission. It was really very sad and unfortunate, but I also discussed the fact that we will not be voting on a new chair at this meeting, but I'd like you all to think about this and we can talk about it. And please get in touch with me in the interim and we can try to have a vote at the next meeting.
So do you want suggestions then of chair, vice chair, and
I think that certainly suggestions, but I think the best idea for a chair is someone who is familiar with the commission, who has been part of the workings of the commission as our new chair. Does everyone
Oh, yeah.
agree with that?
It makes sense.
Okay.
okay, so we should send you
Yeah.
suggestions.
And if we have 5 or 10 suggestions, what a gift.
Oh, we only have so many commissioners. It should be a current commissioner, correct?
That's my recommendation.
And how did it ever land with the new commissioners? Remember, we were looking at
Yeah.
maybe opening,
Yeah.
2, and did we just?
And then it just
put that back
went nowhere.
Okay,
No, it didn't go.
It's out.
Is
The
it out?
applications are open, I think.
But we had applications and.
DJ has something to say.
DJ, what are you, tell us?
There are 4 applications in right now that some are passed on to Kit. But we need to actually either appoint, we should appoint two people to be a committee to look at it, or all of us can look at them, but they're not available at this meeting. So, and we don't have to pick right away. We should pick in the next quarter.
Well,
Orderly.
exactly. And KID has provided us with applications in the past, and I would hope that she would continue to provide us with the applications. So I think we're all looking forward to receiving the applications from her.
Has anybody gotten them besides me?
No.
Okay, I'll put that on my list also. Yeah, I have 4 applications for
I know
commissions.
there have been applications, but
Yeah. Okay.
Richard?
Just to follow up on what DJ said, also what Lisa said at the last meeting, which was, DJ mentioned the committee, which is extremely important. It was something we've never really had, if I'm not wrong, for selecting new members. I mean, there was a period where I wasn't involved, so I don't know if there was at the time, but I don't think there's ever been a committee. And Lisa mentioned last time about waiting for the resolution to be completed so that we have a real.
Here.
Huh?
Here. I agree.
Resolution
I can't hear very well.
completed for,
The purpose of the resolution is to give a definition to the people who are coming on as to how they do it. I originally, last meeting, I impulsively said, oh, we need people to get people, but what Lisa said, I ended up agreeing with, that it's important to have the resolution because it's imminent. I think you've been very busy and Kit's been very busy, and
Yeah, it's on the mayor's desk.
Yeah,
I think Kit made some initial
She did.
comments, it's on the mayor's
Okay.
desk.
so we're that close. I didn't know we were that.
But then it will come after the mayor looks at it, and I'll take a quick look too, because the mayor invited me to do that, but then it comes to all of you.
Yeah.
After the mayor has sort of given his
So
sense,
That's
then it comes to
extremely-
all of you to look at what is and it outlines the sort of purpose of the commission, like all resolutions in the city do. The purpose, position, all of that. So we're getting there, you know.
I recommended to someone that she applied to be on the commission, and she actually did.
And I just checked online and the application is there for the arts.
Yes, I saw it.
You know, we still need to promote, I mean, if people are gonna be searching the website.
yeah.
If we're not searching the website,
Yeah.
the potential commissioners are not searching the website.
I announced it at the last monthly ED meetup. So trying to get more
Oh,
Good,
that's
thank
good.
you.
arts and culture leaders.
And I know, I think in our correspondence too, we had talked about having more active artists, people who are actually creating art. Wasn't that something that came up?
Yes, it was.
I think part of what the purpose of I think an important function of the committee that looks into these is also defining what the commission needs in terms of background. Artists or administrators or curators or whatever, but what does it need to be functioning better and to be and to be reaching out to the community, especially if we form committees as we formed with the public art.
Yeah, and I would say that having looked at other resolutions from other cities, some cities tend to define them, you know, the commission will be composed of this type of person, this type of person, this type of person, so that you. So
Good
that,
idea.
The initial one sort of was, but
yeah, so that's
not
something
very
that can
clear.
be incorporated in the resolution.
I'll agree with Sarah on that. When I'm advising my clients, the board of directors is never all people who are familiar necessarily with the missions or operations, but you pull from the business community, you pull from the religious community, you pull from stakeholders. That way you get a 360 of what the community is thinking or what will best serve the mission and goals of the organization. I like the idea of having artists, but sometimes our artists, when we say artists, we narrow it to visual, and there's so much, it's a much broader term. And as brought up a number of times, our arts to business connection is also very important. So those are all things we should be looking at.
Absolutely, and in the master plan for the arts, we mentioned the inclusion of business people, arts business people. I mean, so that's something that we should also be keeping in mind. I mean, because the retirees, business people no longer. So there are lots of different qualifications that a potential person on the commission could have. And so let's keep on thinking about it, and that would be great. Interestingly, though, I've so many artist friends, sometimes artists are the ones who don't have much experience serving on committees or commissions. Except if it's a committee or commission having to do with art.
But in a sense, that's also, the formation of committees also becomes a kind of mentorship for bringing people onto the commission. And I don't mean mentorship in the sense of just age, I mean, but different experiences,
I don't know what you mean.
So what you're suggesting is that we have a pool for potential committee members as well as commissioners?
Well, yeah, actually, there's something at some point I was going to bring up, is actually the forming of committees and how we do go about it, because we've never really, we finally did get public art committee and distinguished artist committee, but we don't really have a structure for developing committees, and those are extremely important.
I would say that it's something that we need to think about and do, and having been involved with a variety of boards and committees, one relies on the staff to coordinate how this happens and to remind us about getting our recommendations for the for these committees and making sure and also, but then we need to have the discussion about, do we really want to have 10 committees? No. So what are the committees that are the highest priority? Yeah. Well, we know that the Public Art Committee is at this point a high priority, but we need to discuss what other priorities for committees there should be.
You don't just form 10 committees, but you form as needed and as the capacity is to do it. One of the things is I hope this isn't irrelevant to it, but one of the things is that, when the commission first started, there was no arts and culture department, and the commission, in a sense, had to fill that role, which it wasn't really set up to do and capable really of doing. And then we did get a director, and the director has no staff. And so, in a sense, the whole thing about committee structure and the roles of the commissioners is actually, in a sense, filling in until there's a point where the director can have a staff. That's maybe a long-term goal, but frankly, it was a long-term goal to have a department in the first place when we first started the commission. So that's what, it's that need to, filling in for administrative work.
But one needs to be, one doesn't want to take over one wants the director and to engage us and to say, we need this, we need that.
Yes.
So I think that all of us are happy to give more time and to
And I think
serve.
we're getting more specific direction about what the requests are of the commission that I hadn't seen, say, a few months ago even.
So we're on our way, I think, to having a better situation. But I think that we, as the civilians, unless we have a project that we really want to see the city do, let's say, I have a sculpture of Sojourner Truth that I'd like the city to display, for example. And so I'm going to push, for that. But if we don't have something on our agenda, specifically, we need the help and advice and suggestions to see it through. And it shouldn't all be on our own agendas either, because, and part of it could be reminding ourselves of what's in the master plan. Because, for example, I say about every 10 days, we said that we're going to have a business advisory committee because that's so high up in the master plan. Well, we don't have a business advisory committee. But so where do we think that stands now in our list of priorities?
So maybe that's something we can put on the agenda for the next time, is to establish those one or two that we're really gonna focus on.
It's a good idea.
I might hold off on doing that until we have the mayor's notes on the resolution. Otherwise, we're shooting in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We serve at his pleasure. If he doesn't dictate it, then we cannot bring it to birth. So we've got to wait to see what he's thinking about where he'd like the commission to go. And then we can say, well, under that, we're going to suggest this. That's our chance, as Sarah said, when it's passed in front of us. But to jump him would be a waste of brain power and time. So let's let him do his job first.
I take your point, but I'm just wondering, would it be contradicting though what was already contained as the master plan? We're talking about how the commission functions. Isn't that what the resolution is about? I mean, wouldn't the master plan goals still apply, or
To goals for us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to turn them upside down.
No, they'll still apply. I mean, there'll be an alignment between all
I
of.
mean, based on what we know,
Definitely
do you think we should stay away from trying to set priorities until we hear from the mayor?
Yeah, just because it's in the master plan.
For 2 months.
What'd you say, DJ?
Just because it's in the master plan doesn't mean it will be ultimately assigned to us. As we see now, Parks has some duties, planning has duties. Different departments have duties that can be assigned to them in the master plan. That's the way I see it as one of the newer members. So maybe we should wait for him to define exactly what he sees our mission and goals to be before we start taking chunks and deciding for ourselves. I don't want to be spinning our wheels and getting frustrated before we get definition and guidance from the man who's thinking about it.
It makes me wonder why we worked for a year on a master plan for the arts, if it's going to be totally upended.
No, I don't think it's gonna be.
I didn't say that.
I can't either.
And either.
Why would you think that?
Because
I didn't
DA
say-
is implying.
I didn't say upended.
Yeah, I don't think.
I didn't say upended. I said
Yeah.
don't bite off chunks unless it's defined for you. And that, I think we're at a point of where redefinition is going to be occurring. So why don't we just sit with the process for another 45, 60 days and then jump? These are all good suggestions, but I don't want us to be spinning our wheels and getting frustrated.
I think we all agree with that.
It also, I don't think, the master plan did not really define the commission, the role of the commission. I mean, I went through it and just like, there was very little there, so something like.
But there were issues connected
Oh,
to
yes,
the master
but
plan.
how?
Please do not allow us to forget that.
No, the issues, but the how to address those issues is the important thing.
Well, they should inform the other. I mean, the master plan should inform the resolution, and the resolution should
Correct.
inform the master plan. So hopefully this draft that I didn't see before it got sent to the mayor is adequate.
It's just an internal draft. Yeah, but it'll come, no, you'll see it all. And then you get to make suggestions and, improvements and edits, and it'll be a discussion. I mean, it's a dialogue, basically.
So what you're saying is the mayor isn't going to just give us a completed document and say, this is it. There's going to be a request from us for our suggestions.
For input, I would think so.
Yeah, that's what my notes said.
I don't know. I mean, I have not seen it myself.
Yeah, I think input will be suggested. I mean, will be requested from this group. Absolutely.
And that's when we can
It is a
blackline.
function, it's advisory, that one thing is real.
We can then blackline the master plan, compare it to the resolution, and see what we thought we should be doing versus what we're being told to do, and then we can actually discuss it if we don't feel it's lining up properly. But I think the next step is that resolution. It's got to be that defines who we are. The master plan defines the city. The resolution defines us.
Right.
Okay. And now we have how to support DAA Pleva. How to support Matt Pleva, and I don't know does he need a salary?
Well, he has a 2-year term, I mean, not a term, but the honor is for the next year, well, year and a half now, I guess. I know that Laura and I are trying to get him a show at the Draw next year.
Great.
Solo show. So I'm hoping that the city will endorse it or support it in some way.
No, I'm glad that we're thinking about this because in the past with our distinguished artists, we haven't done anything in between. So to be thinking about we can engage would be great, but we don't have a lot of time, but do people have quick ideas now about what you could imagine that Pleva doing, other than the mural on the facade of City Hall?
Is that the idea? Yeah, I'm just wondering how we could get him to engage, more with the public. What he does is something that's a very gradual kind of process.
And I had the sense from the ceremony, the event, that he's not a guy who is out there, engaging with the public and giving a lot of lectures.
Yeah, I got that too.
So, but
I mean, he had a lot of support, and I think he's like a beloved figure, but.
Considering the competition, it was quite something to get that award. Because the competition was really great.
So,
It was amazing. There were so many amazing candidates.
So do people have suggestions? Anyone in the room here? I'm leaving it open.
I think just watching his presentation of his transformation of drawing different types of buildings in Kingston, that's like a historical record. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe even partnering with another department in the city of Kingston to showcase his work in a different way. It's art, but it's also history.
Yeah, history, architecture.
Yeah.
Could we imagine having a show of his work in City Hall? Of his drawings? And there's no comment,
I don't know what the exhibition calendar, I don't know the intents of the exhibitions down there.
No, I don't either, but I'm thinking of making suggestions of.
The downstairs hallway is basically the area where rotating exhibits are put up. And I mean, Kit is pretty much the person in charge of that, and that's what she's seeking. The freedom exhibit will be down there, housed in that. So I don't know what the time frame is, but certainly that would be something to ask Kit, if there's room in the calendar, in the future, to put an exhibit down there with it. I don't know, I mean, that would be plausible. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be.
Just as one of the suggestions that,
I'm wondering though, if you're already planning something at Draw, which is already here in Kingston, not a huge place, and his work is connected, so it's so much connected to place, if there aren't more kind of maybe historical or social, I don't know, kind of modern day, because he's also a modern day character, but all of his work is set in these different contexts of the city, so.
Pretty cool, there was different ways of displaying his work, showcasing it.
Displaying or something about
Different
his, the process in terms of how he's representing whatever it is he's representing in those specific spaces and contexts that draw it more together as a Kingston.
Well, it would be interesting to ask him if he's had any ideas about other buildings. Not that we're going to get him a commission, but have you thought about applying your aesthetic
Yeah.
to other spaces.
But
in the
even
city.
also going more in depth where he already is. You know, he's already done stuff that's very, very cool, that's here, that's part of our environment that people pass. I didn't know who he was, and then, oh, wow, here he is, but he's also cool and kind of relatable. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see younger people, you know, he's very much a Kingston High School figure as well, like, I loved his
This is one
stories.
of Laura's students.
Well, that's why the draw is such a great
Well,
place for him.
can we, is there a budget line for?
Let's dream,
Parks
let's dream,
and Rec,
let's dream, yeah.
Parks and Rec's renovating of their office in the Murphy Center. Is there a line item that maybe could be procurement of a wall
I
mural?
have no idea.
Ah,
Probably not a recreation space, so it might be vulnerable there.
It's a nice idea.
You can there's a stairwell from the gym to the offices. That
Yeah.
would be really cool.
You know, I mean, you have, you know, we talk about WAPA work, you know, and the question is, you know, would that be a possibility to at least think about? There's also the idea of, you know, the thing that struck me about Matt Pleva is that he really understands, in a way that very few people seem to do, what the relationship of a painting to the architecture of a building is. And that's what makes him, in my mind, the one true muralist in this, you know, the one who's really made really great murals in this city, because he speaks to the architecture of the building.
And place,
And just to be able to teach that, or sort of somehow, you know, reach out, have some kind of classes about that, would be really, really interesting.
The good stuff is happening.
What do you think our next, what do you think our next step should be in that regard? Yeah.
This is separate from the class, but I was just looking at the agenda, and at one point, it says available locations for temporary art at the Hodge and Rundown Center,
Yes.
Visitor Center, and the Murphy offices.
Yes.
So maybe it is worth having a conversation with Matt to see what feels like it would be a place he'd like to do it, and then if it's in like the Hodge Center, maybe there's a way that classes could happen in conjunction with work on the wall.
It's
I don't know.
also like places like Kingston Library. you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's other public buildings, even, you know, even banks and
Yeah.
some private businesses.
But
You know,
yes,
they look for,
they do.
they look for stuff like that to, you know, have on their walls maybe for a couple of months.
Does he sculpt too? Does he sculpt? Does he-
Yeah, I actually bought from him these teeny tiny figures. They're very Matt Pleva when you look at them, but they're literally this big.
Three-dimensional.
And
I remember running into it was with somebody at like some Harambe something, and the guy who is head of Rupco was saying that the Quality Inn area that they're turning into affordable housing to go over there on the highway, that they would love some kind of outdoor public-y kind of art type thing. I have no idea what's involved, but I thought that was cool.
That's it.
That
Do a mural. if
that
you have
really is.
commission.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something, we could just connect him with some opportunities.
I mean, I have no idea if Rupco like would commission, but I thought that was cool.
They-
That'd be awesome.
They commissioned
Maybe one
or did they commission the thing on their building? The
Which one?
painting on their building?
I assume they do.
Yeah, I mean, you were in the conversation, we were in that conversation many years ago with
Gaia.
Which one is that?
Huh?
Which one is that? What building is that?
It's the one on Fair Street, the Rupco building on Fair Street.
Across from
That was
Senate
O
House.
positive.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
positive, but I don't know if they actually commissioned,
Yeah, yeah, Oh.
because this was a big meeting, a rather glamorous one. But with O positive and Kevin and you were there, I was there, and
Yeah, that was not the most pleasant meeting, I remember that.
the what?
It was not the most pleasant meeting.
No,
That was when, that
It was difficult.
the City Landmarks Commission law says that there shall be no murals art on, landmark buildings. And then they went ahead and did a mural on the Stuyvesant Hotel, which is one of the ugliest murals that we're.
Is that the one on the Rockwell building?
Yeah, Fair Street.
Yeah, I mean, talk about not knowing what the architecture is.
They were told what the law was and they went
Then
ahead
it went rogue.
and put the mural on the building.
Yeah.
I never forgot it. So, yeah, okay.
But
So
anyway,
I actually need to leave because my radio show is at.
I love your radio show, by the way. It's a cool, it's like,
I think we're going to do two things then. First of all, I think Kit has down executive session, KAC attrition. So if we could stay for another 5 or 10 minutes. I also apologize to Nadine,
No apology, definitely. It
but
was-
we look forward to seeing you next time. Really, look very forward to seeing you.
Well,
And now she knows to come along.
And she may not come back.
You need a couple of minutes?
Well, I just want to follow up with everyone about this letter.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, is this a
It's like-
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, totally.
So, you want to give us something or?
I made copies of it. I have to submit tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow by 2.
And I don't know exactly how we want to do this. This was kind of an exercise for me to see how the Arts Commission could potentially make recommendations. If
Yeah,
everyone,
thank you.
or members of the commission, not necessarily, in total, but, I thought that this is an important function of what we could do. So I definitely am welcoming feedback about
So we
how
have,
it's,
we have that digital copy, you sent us digital copies or? you-
yeah, it's the one I sent out. You
I mean,
apply?
Does
Oh,
anyone,
okay.
anyone recall? Did Richard come back with like a couple of little things? Different little edits or something?
So this is not new, this is something that we've already,
Via email.
yeah, and replied to. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have any problem with it.
Yes, there was
This is the-
comments on
the deep-
the
the deep listening
email.
plaza, yes.
Oh, definitely.
I like this. What needs to be changed, or do people wanna do it as a group or no? I mean, I'm down. I'm definitely on the side.
I can totally rewrite it to be inclusive of a we. And I just want to make sure that who wants to be on the signature.
Well, given that the Arts Commission was responsible for the first deep listening plaza, and I have a great memory of the ceremony for that. I think that we should continue to be connected, that our legacy is there, and we should continue to be connected with the deep listening plaza. Is there any disagreement with that?
DJ, are you?
DJ, are you?
I'm making mad notes and I agree, yes.
So can we have a vote, please, on the Arts Commission being connected to Lisa's letter, expecting and hoping that Lisa will include whatever comments that we have made into her document?
Yeah, by the deadline, but
Like
submitting it,
tomorrow.
which is what, tomorrow at 2.
Okay.
Comments, do them tonight.
And is this, what's its relationship to the planning board meeting on Monday, is that right?
Correct, yeah, the project, Bartek was here
Yes.
last month,
Right.
so he gave an overview of the project. It is in front of the planning board now formally.
Yeah,
Monday night will be a public hearing,
right,
so on that project for 615 Broadway and 35 Cedar it includes. And so, as part of the process, you can go to the public hearing and speak, give your oral testimony, should you desire. You can submit a written comment then and there at the same time. But for written comments in advance of the meeting, there is a due date or due time, and that's the Friday before the meeting at 2:00.
and send to the
These will
planning.
then get posted to the website, and you can submit comments on any item on the agenda all the time. But for this will be on it'll be considered part of the public record then that the board considers when they're making any final decisions and deliberations.
Do people read it? Is it better to
It
speak
goes-
or is it
they
better
are sent,
to?
they're sent to the planning board members, all the comments that are received are sent to all planning board members. And they are posted on the website for the general public to review as well. Some read them, some don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes there's just so many of them and they're reiterative,
Yeah.
they're redundant.
Yeah, yeah.
So people start to, what, okay.
Are you and Io going to go to the meeting?
I'm not sure if she is able to, but I wanted to ask about if I submitted it so that it was on the public record and also read it during, if that was
That's fine.
appropriate.
Yeah, do the.
There will be, a 3-minute time limit
I was gonna say, you
for
probably want
public
to
speaking.
condense.
Yeah,
Or read fast.
No, or read, highlight, summarize.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that's what they will do, they'll have a written statement, but they'll bullet point, and they'll say, they'll pick and choose what they wish to speak about. If somebody says something, that's a similar thought, I would recommend that you say, I agree with Joe, on his point about this, and then reflect more on other topics too. And that becomes part of the record, and it's recognized as such that that's your opinion as well, so that's a way to kind of get more into your statement without, taking up your time.
great.
How many, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No,
I think, I mean, I don't know how many,
We're gonna be,
commissioners are gonna be there.
anyone going to be there?
I don't know.
No, good.
But I was going to suggest that it might be possible, you wrote a lengthy thing to chop it up and give it to, part of it to somebody
Oh.
else to,
Oh, different.
Oh, if I would be there if I could. Stupid work trip.
That's a good idea.
but, I'd be happy to talk to you about, that,
Okay,
because I definitely want to be there.
It's
for that.
important.
sure. So what I'll do is I'll read it, I'll make this a we letter. Ione also wants me to sign her name, as a prior commissioner.
Please.
And submit it to you soon, okay?
yeah, you can email it.
And I'll CC you too, Sarah.
I mean, I will be there at the meeting, because I go to all the planning board meetings.
Okay,
I mean, this is such an important thing. I
Very.
can't imagine
Such a-
that this is going to be
thing.
ignored. Sarah, would you agree?
Pardon?
This is so important, I can't imagine it's going to be ignored.
Oh, it won't be ignored. No, I would
So-
say, in my experience, the planning board members pay attention to everything that they hear. I mean, they read things, they're very attentive. Yeah, I've been impressed with them.
Good. Okay,
and to get on, you just show up to get on the docket.
You can pre-register
Okay.
if you want to speak. A lot of people do that. So if you want to pre-register, just email me.
Okay.
And I just need name. If you're gonna affiliate with the Arts Commission, that's good to know. We generally ask for a phone number and an email.
great, thanks for the info. Thank you, DJ, for all of your work on this, with this meeting.
Okay, we have a 12-minute warning here. So everybody knows.
Thank you so much for doing that.
I think we're, do I have a motion? Or to close the meeting, or we're
Are
gonna,
you going into executive?
yes, the executive session?
You're not closing the meeting, then you're motioning to go into
Yeah.
executive.
Motioning for executive.
Motioning to go into.
I'll motion.
The other.
Sorry.
No, I can probably go too, because I'm not on.
Oh, Art Walk is next weekend, everybody. Art Walk. There's lots of events. We are having our Steamroller Fest.
I'm always going for good things, always.
Have a good executive session. I'll shut the door,
Okay.
so you
Thank
can talk in private.
I'm
It'll be
just
sent
gonna
to-
mute.
Sorry, I can't stay.
No, you gotta do your thing. Is it every week?
Excuse me, did someone second? I'm no volume.
if we're going
back.
into executive session, I need to mute the live stream. So if I mute the live stream, that mutes you from hearing what's going on in the room.
I thought the live stream and the Zoom were two different things.
It's the recording is being done by the system in the room.
Okay, 'cause I'm on Zoom.
So I'm gonna basically stop the live stream.
So how does DJ?
I'll just stop the live stream and then,
Stop YouTube. Zoom should stay on.
yeah, figure out.
Okay,
Hang on,
we have.
hold on. Quick pause. Oh, stop